What's the number one challenge for businesses today?
Workforce development, attracting, recruiting, and retaining people.
And that's why we created this podcast, designed for the frustrated CEO, the under-resourced recruiter, or the overworked manager, to give you the tools to tackle those WTF moments.
It's time to open another Workforce Therapy File. Welcome back to Workforce Therapy Files. We are here today with an amazing guest, Miss Jenna Ahern. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm so grateful to be here. In Pennsylvania, do you say Ahern?
Ahern.
Just like that.
Ahern.
Okay, good.
Ireland.
I wasn't sure if it was a Kentucky thing.
You were questioning
No, that is correct.
There was
Jenna is a Kentucky thing.
Okay.
But not
How do you
Ahern.
say your name?
Jenna.
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 Okay, Molly, back to you.
And we're back. So Jenna is
We were basically here today to learn how to pronounce your name, and so a great episode, guys. All
Yeah, I
right.
like this.
And
It's great for
close that
SEO.
Yes, that's right.
Jenna is here with us today. She owns Guardian Owl Digital Agency. Look at me. I remembered. I usually just say Guardian Owl. So the digital agency is the new part for me. We're excited to have you on the show today. Before we kick off, though, Jamie has to ask one of her very unique questions.
Yeah.
Drum roll.
But today we're going to do something a smidge different
Uh-oh.
because I like to keep it spicy. Okay.
Same.
Choose between door number 1 or door number 2.
2.
Okay. Number 2. Tell us something that you think is ridiculously overrated.
Ridiculously overrated.
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
I know. That's a really good one. I think right now and relevant to this, what's really, really overrated is Centra AI. Call it out.
Yeah. Why?
Because I think that it has a lot of hype and they have a lot of marketing and they're doing a decent job. But I think that to me is like a very much like hyped up AI tool, just like a lot of the AI tools are. And so I wanted to say AI is overhyped, but I can't say that because it's not. It's real. It's serious. It is definitely here.
And it's not going anywhere, for sure.
I'm like, some of the tools are, so I went Centra.
Okay.
That's how my brain operated on that question.
All right.
Do you want a personal, like, overrated?
Sure.
Is that what
You can do it however you want.
I don't have one. I need like a
You can
prompt.
also point to anybody else here and ask them to popcorn it.
Oh, I know. Those Stanley cups. I think those are overrated.
They spill way too easy.
I don't even have, I
understand.
never bought one. I think those are overrated.
That's tell me you don't have a teenager at home without telling me you don't have a teenager.
Exactly. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go. That's overrated.
So,
I probably had made a lot of people angry right there.
so what's underrated right now?
Oh.
How about that?
Water.
Water.
Yes.
Oh.
I think we should be talking more about water and sustainability and ethics, and AI is new, sure, but virtues and, our environment hasn't really changed. There's still water around, hopefully.
Yeah. Lots of question marks there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's underrated right now, is water.
Yeah.
Clean drinking water.
Jason, what's overrated for you?
What's overrated? The McRib.
The McRib. Yeah.
Is it overrated or underrated?
I think it's overrated. I mean,
okay.
It's
When
whatever.
have you last sampled?
Oh, it's been years. I don't know. Jim said it. So earlier.
Okay.
So I'm stealing Jim's answer. He was,
Well, I heard they had a reckoning. That's why I was like, oh, wow.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know.
All right, Molly, what do you think?
Yeah, and I knew this was coming around, and I still can't. I can't think of anything.
I gave you like 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, you did.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, it gives you a little bit more time, though.
Yeah.
You need to be thinking. Okay. For me, socks.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think socks are incredibly overrated, except on cold days. I'll give you a caveat there. But the amount of energy it takes to wash them, match them, the number of times you only find one, to me, forget it. I'm just going sockless. I don't want socks.
What about Molly? What about washing jeans?
That's overrated.
Some people don't wash
that's
their
overrated.
jeans very
That's what
much.
I've
That's
heard.
overrated.
Listen,
I've heard
you're
that.
not supposed to wash your jeans, okay?
Agreed.
A couple of times a year.
Uh-huh.
I overwash my jeans.
Do you have it on your calendar? Is it like today's jean wash day?
No, it's just if they're standing up straight, then you turn them inside out and wash them.
You can smell
If
them.
they're standing up straight,
Smell. There's a
stop.
Gets to a
Get
point.
food on them.
Yeah.
Remember earlier when we were talking about values and ethics?
The virtues.
I don't know. I feel like we're crossing over some weird lines here with the jeans conversation.
I mean, I think it's right in line with the WTF.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so back on track. Agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Miss Jenna,
Yes.
I know that you started Guardian Owl.
Yes.
You launched it,
I did.
got it going.
Congratulations.
I
many
blacked out. How many years has it been? I'm
You're having a
kidding.
brownout moment.
Yeah.
How many years has it been?
12?
Congratulations.
12.
That's incredible.
Wild. Thank you.
So I have
Wild roller coaster ride.
wild one. Turns upside down, goes way far down.
No, but I like roller coasters. So it's
Yeah,
fun.
I do too. It's the excitement of it, not the fear, right?
Thrill of the ride.
So what was the moment? And I feel like as entrepreneurs sitting around the table, we all have this moment where you were just like, I can't keep doing this. I can't do this anymore. And what made you keep doing it?
In corporate America or running my business?
Running
Let
your
me just be
business.
clear.
Yeah. Running your business.
I think that I call it like, have you ever seen the Reds? And so sometimes I think when I get to those states, it's oftentimes a buildup or, 10 things went wrong in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And it is just usually this small sample size. And when I'm in that moment, that's when I have to work on, and again, this is a learned skill set, breathing and trying to ground myself into a reality that isn't myself. So really just getting out a little macro because what I'm doing is not that important. I'm not saving lives or anything, So oftentimes when I get to those points where I want to give up or I want to quit or I want to break, I think I just have to really zoom out. And it starts with just like quick breathing. If I have 2 minutes before I'm like going to freak out, or if I have more time, I really have gotten into just being more still. I used to be a runner and would burn a lot of like my rage, my reds, with training hard, training heavy. And I think that was great for the season I was in. But one of the things that I've recognized is I am clearer and more steady when I am more still and not moving. And so I think yoga on a weekly basis has helped me with that. Reading, just taking time away from the screen, walking for 20 minutes, standing up, like doing those things. I mean, we could talk about it, but getting into a rhythm where I'm doing that every week, at least one time a week, has just helped my reds go from, happening every 2 weeks on this roller coaster ride to maybe, once every 2 months.
So that's the point of what keeps you going. So why did you even start? What was it that was that trigger that was like, I got this, I can do this?
I think that my mom really helped push me over the edge. I was burning the candle from both ends when, I was working full-time in corporate America and then also growing the business. And I was trying to do both. And I'm sure a lot of people who've grown business did that for a time period. I really struggled to let go. And what made me choose my business was if I was going to work that hard and pour everything into it, I wanted it to be mine and not for another company. Not at that time, not in that season. And not at that period of just the internet and search engine marketing. And so that betting on myself was that was the moment, and that was the bet I took. And I'm really glad that I bet on myself.
Yeah, you're pretty kick-ass. I'll give you that.
Yeah, right back at you.
For those of us who aren't as familiar as Molly is to your business, tell us what Guardian Owl does.
Guardian Owl is a digital marketing agency. We also have a Go AI division, and we help you be seen and chosen when somebody is searching for your product or service across the internet.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And AI is a huge part of that.
It
right
is,
now.
It has and is
And
going
will
to be a big part. Yes, absolutely. Whether we like it or not, it's here.
So that's the topic we want to talk about today. You are an expert and we want to tap into that a little bit.
Well, that was like an hour ago. So much has changed.
Yeah. By the time this airs,
I'm no longer the expert.
So, like we talked about, this podcast is about the workforce. And so where are you seeing things evolve in the workplace from both an employer's perspective and the employee's perspective with AI? And I know that's a really broad question, but just fire away and let us know kind of what you're seeing out there right now and what needs to be addressed.
Well, it's the wild, wild west on both sides, I would say. And I think that, it's change. We're in a period of change. And I want to make sure, too, we're also in an environment that is, most would say, unstable, more chaotic. We're coming off of COVID. Now we're in an arena that has had a lot of change, not just from a business standpoint, but from like our country. And so on top of that, now you are asking humans to make incredible changes in their lifestyle with AI, and implementing it, just for one, and using it. And then two, being able to neurologically change in the way they think about things and the way they work. And to me, that's asking a lot of humans right now. And so I think to that last part, what do we need to talk more about? We need to just talk more about policies and how are we being intentional about creating these policies for our organization? It doesn't matter if it's an organization of 3,000, or 30,000. I think that the leadership needs to understand not just how we're using these tools, but what's the impact of these tools within our organization and how we're deploying, because bias and certain things can scale just as, the good can. And so I think we need to have more of those conversations intentionally at a leadership level, and we need to have more policy and data governance.
Would you say, true or false, most companies do not have an AI policy?
True.
True or false, most companies should have an AI policy?
True.
Okay. How do they get one? Let's say I'm a leader. I know nothing about AI, but I know it's a thing, air quotes, and I need to be addressing it. My team's using it.
Yeah.
How do I get started? Like, where do I,
Don't they just put that into Chat GPT and just say,
should I just put it into chat and
well,
say,
believe it or not, people are doing that.
100%,
there we go. Let's just call that out, right?
I see the HR policies every day.
You mean that's
stop
not
doing
okay?
that? No, stop doing that. And some people put it on their website, in the footers and on their privacy policy, like their AI policy. And I'm like,
with the prompt,
there are hyphens.
I saw that in my job
yes, and oftentimes it's from 2022, 2023. If your AI policy, to your point, if you're not checking that now, quarterly, you're behind. And that goes for Guardian L as well. We are actively updating one from July. So that's where we are. And to go back to how should you approach this? One, don't go to ChatGPT. But two, when we're talking about change management, I see a lot of managers out there talking about AI and not leaders. And I think we need to be intentional about how we are approaching this conversation with our organizations. If you're automatically going to humans and saying, here's our policy, and not giving them a say in how do you think that this should be governed? How do you think that you're a valuable part of our organization? What are your thoughts? And addressing these concerns and the scarcity mindset and everything that comes with change, fears, addressing those and making sure that voices are heard before then you roll out a policy that, one, nobody's going to know half of the stuff in there anyway, right? Because we're all learning it together. So I think the biggest thing is make sure people know that they're seen and their voices are heard, whether or not they approach you, that's everyone's culture is different. But I think allowing, especially your leaders, to have a seat in the table with just a conversation before you craft this policy is important.
I really like the way that you're heading here. Sometimes on our podcast, I like to give a little parcel policy moment. Ooh. And I've never seen a topic more like AI in the workplace that requires the cooperation of literally every division. So things that make my chest super tight, for example, is using AI to create harassing images or harassing limericks or something like that to bully an employee. Okay.
Or for me, like uploading financial information of clients to do analysis.
Yes. Or for the legal team, they're probably going to have some question marks about whether or not anything that you're uploading to get some insight on releases confidential information or IP.
Yeah.
If you were to go over to finance, they're definitely going to be like, please don't put our financial data out there. And a lot of times people are using these systems without putting names or without removing names or identifying information. And we definitely see a lot of headlines about how AI can be used for surveillance and be able to be data that can be sold or shared with another company without your permission. So I don't know. I got lots of question marks here. And I think it is definitely, I love hearing you say, let's get everybody together to start talking through how we should be managing this stuff so that it is being hit from every angle.
Let's say I'm that same leader and I go to my team and I say, let's write an AI policy, but we need help. Is that something Digital Owl does?
Yes, Guardian Owl, but I love that you called us Digital Owl.
Digital
I think, I'm like,
it's a subdivision. It's a subdivision.
It's a subdivision. It's growing. It's growing. We just launched today.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
It happened just now.
I know. We hatched. Now I forget the question. What was
so can Guardian Owl help with writing the policy?
Of course. But I think that too, in organizations that are moving fast, you might even have an AI consultant, or you might have, yes, we can help with that and help train, but depending on what your organization does, we might not even be the right fit for you based on your needs. And so, or your location, or your wants and desires, or the problems you're fixing. So I think that's why getting all your leaders together and understanding, okay, what's our what do we want in this policy? And then two, do we need external help? Do we want to bring in based on these concerns? Because it's something that everyone needs to be on the same page and be really strong in the charge and being on the same page continually when you're running a company. And this is some serious stuff. If like you have data leaks or you do have employees that, it's just a lot, like
There's
a lot of ways that this could go wrong. So I think that if you're not all on the same page, and yes, we do that, but I think that you can also lean into external sources, in your local area, or even like if you have a franchise. A great example is, Cushman and Wakefield. Like they have Commercial Kentucky is like their separate entity, but Cushman and Wakefield has like an overarching policy. Well, they use that to then help craft their own. And then we came in and are a part of that, as well as the training component. Hey, here are the do's and don'ts. Here's how we want to think about how we're rolling it out. Because, even in every organization, they probably have 20% of their people that are actually going to be actively using and engaging. And then they're going to have a big chunk of people that are going to need hand-holding, and this can be a big change. And then they might have people that might not make it. So again, it's like that is something that, yes, we like to do and we can do, but I also think that it needs to be a good fit for everybody in the organization, because it should be a long ride, long partnership.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that also stands out to me is that this is going to be such a pervasive topic over the next however many years, maybe just the future of work in general. I'm curious how people grow competency, right? Because business leaders are not going to want to outsource 100% of the things they're responsible for. How do people learn what they need to know? Because this is brand new for a lot of people that are in the workforce.
Yep. And how you learn everything is practice. And there comes the human variable of change. Because if you aren't practicing and you aren't utilizing different models, you're not going to understand the languages and how each one operates. And so that to me is going to dramatically affect the hiring process, because if we operate on Claude and you aren't familiar, you're very familiar with Copilot, okay, that might be a huge factor for me in the future, because it already is now if you're not using it, because we need that as a skill set. But to me, like, I think if you're not practicing just as an individual, then it's going to be a challenge. And then also, I think from a company standpoint, I think giving some time for your team in the work day to actually go play and create and learn. And I almost want to say, instead of prompt engineering, context engineering, because that's the real practicing. How do you practice giving the AI models contextual information? And the people that are good at that are going to be the ones that get hired to me, and that's what I foresee. And the people that are good at that are the ones that are just practicing. And that's it. It's practice.
Do you advocate for training?
Oh, yes. I advocate for training. I'm training. I mean, I go to, Jermaine Watkins and Dan Murphy actually started just a group of, it was like, hey, come learn AI. So Tuesdays we would be building. I started an AI Distilling Co. We host monthly events and we have speakers, and just for everybody in the room to learn about a different topic, whether it's legal, whether, again, HR. So much is changing so fast that, not only do we need training, but I think it's a lot. So we need to hear it a lot. And because we're not going to be able to get all this in in a 6-month time period.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and when you think about training, how often do you need to renew that training? Like, how often do you need to go back to the well and say, okay, it's changed? I mean, is it just an ongoing thing? Or
I think that this is going to be, instead of social networks, learning networks, creating learning networks where people feel safe to grow this skill. I mean, think about when computers came out. I remember my mom, she was a guidance counselor, and she had to stay after work to get training with the mouse because she didn't know how to use the mouse. Think about that. If I asked you right now, how much training do you need to use the mouse? It's like, well, I don't know. It might take you, like, depending on also, or Apple, Microsoft, I don't know. How familiar are you with the platform? So to me, I think that we're really going to see a surge in learning networks and collaborative communities where people feel safe to practice and get better and build. And I think that that's where this can get exciting, because you think about AI can be really isolating, but if you're creating community around it, I mean, this could be a really, really cool thing too.
Absolutely. I think for me, there's also this, everybody learning how to behave in the era of AI.
Exactly.
How do you, it's not any different in some ways from using Google. If you go to Google and you Google something and you pull data from a not trusted source, so sometimes even in prompt or context, I will ask for source data so that I can go find the article to make me feel good about what it came back in my AI information.
Exactly. Or I'll give you a great example. I had a manager call me, and they've been using AI. They've embraced it, and we've used it in their social media. They're killing it. ChatGPT, Audrey's like, man, don't you just get annoyed that you can't, like, if I'm on my mobile ChatGPT and then I go to my desktop, that they're not connected, they're not synced? I'm like, well, you can always just like share the link, like share your chat. And you're like, what? How do you do that? And so again, I think getting people together and just practicing and building, like almost like a sports activity. Like, how do you learn soccer? We get into a group and we practice. I think that's how people are going to learn, is we get together and we build.
Yes.
And I think that is, to me, like the oddest thing that's going to hopefully come out of AI is maybe it'll bring people together.
When, I'll never forget when I first started using AI, it was, last summer, summer of 2024. So I was the polish or refine or what are some ideas, and then January of 2025, I committed to 31 days of learning different platforms. Yeah. I went through, is it Cursive?
Yeah.
I think. So I did that and learned so much. And within 3 or 4 months, I was writing what I felt was very close to code to put into chat for my prompts. So, Cher, my COO,
She's brilliant.
I totally
Plug.
I sent something to her and she was like, "Where did you get this? How did you do this?" And I said, "I got it out of chat." And she goes,
Because I wrote a code.
Right. She goes, how did you get this out of chat? So I sent her the prompt, and it was like a paragraph, right? Because if you do it right, she was like, well, how did you learn how to do that? And I'm like, remember the 31 days of dedicated learning I got from AI? Now, I say that to say everything that I learned 15 months ago is so far beyond now. But it helped me to learn about different inputs to put into my chat, like Canva, like the what is that thing called? The PowerPoint.
The different models, yeah.
Yes.
Different ones are different.
Yeah. HR Business Partner is a link that you can put into chat. So all of these different ones. And as I've learned more, then I can go, okay, I don't want that one in there anymore. I want this one in there. And then I can go to those different categories when I'm doing HR specific policies, because, I'm so gifted in that area, Jamie.
For sure.
And just really using it to the benefit of what it's for, not to polish and refine the way an email is getting responded to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's not what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to say this, and it's probably not going to be real popular, so listeners, give me some grace. It's very
plug your ears right now.
Yeah, earmuffs. It's very careless.
Yes.
The tool is too powerful to use as a elementary adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say that you can't learn from that, but there are so many other ways that you can learn without using the tool itself about the tool.
Yeah.
That you should really take advantage of that if you're going to learn to use it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, in AI,
I'm pro that, yes.
AI uses the data it has access to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that data is not always accurate.
You're right. It hallucinates.
Yes.
It's very
lies.
Yes.
It is a toddler. Like, you have to train it.
Yeah.
It is going to lie to you.
So master prompts.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Tell me how can we use master prompts to be better with our AI?
Define, what is your definition of master prompt?
Like educating the AI on who you are, what you do, and how you need it to work.
Mm-hmm.
I see. So, again, good data in, good data out. So the more, and again, I recommend getting on a paid closed version before you start giving the model all the information about you. But I would give as much as you can data-wise. Email, you can connect, you can upload Google Drive documents, about yourself, websites. I think I have like little GPTs for different things now in voice, like my voice tone. So you can also set rules. So I think over time, even with the master prompt, I guess what I'm saying is I can build different voices of myself based on the data that I have shared and curated and uploaded specifically. Yeah. So I say all that because I think that's important, because to your point, that's the data it's going to be working off of. And so then I think from master prompting, to Molly's point about code, I think it just really being intentional, as detailed as you can be about exactly what you want, like demographics, location, giving, if it is imagery, like giving the actual images. I know, like, as detailed as you can be. And then from a prompt standpoint, I think I don't have like a template to say, here's the master, like, what you need to do.
It's probably unique to everybody.
Correct.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that you can then, once information is populated, the one thing that I always like to do is remember it's a toddler, train it. So then give it feedback of, no, that's not aligned with who I am. That wasn't correct. And so I think that feedback part is something that also will help like your overall prompting. I don't know if you experience that too with, it'll even say like, sorry, some of them, like they want to be.
I'll say, try again.
Yeah, exactly. But I think even with like your negative, like, yes, the master prompts, but also your responsive feedback and your coaching and your guidance is such a big part too of getting it to understand the context and learn. And to Molly's point, I'm getting better. I was an expert 30 minutes ago and now I'm not. So I'm still trying to get better about how to intentionally write my prompts.
Yeah.
So,
and you can ask on most language models, you can ask the source, right? You can ask it what's your source for that information.
Or you can set a rule, always show me the sources.
Yeah, always show me the source, and then don't use this source again, or use this source more.
That's right.
Set the rules. Yeah, exactly. This is not and this is where you can go down the rabbit hole of bias, because it's like, hey, this is not accurate, or this is not what I want. So I'm filtering out specifically, curating a vacuum for myself. So I think that's something, again, that you just have to be really careful about.
One of the things that I learned too is that you have to tell it to tell you the bad.
Yep, exactly.
Because what I learned early on was if you just ask it for the one thing or a specific prompt that isn't detailed enough, that's going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, then it will just give you the good.
Correct. Yeah.
And yes, we're all rock stars, 100%, but we still fall. So I'll even say, make this from human points of view with references for or testimonials from sources with those provided in this example of
exactly
X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
Because it will never tell you that you're wrong.
No.
It will never tell you that you need to look at it from a different point of view. And for those that are just using it as a good time, and not really learning it, as with everything, right? Don't pretend to be an expert if you're not. And the scary part for me in AI is that there are so many people that are claiming to be experts, and there's no one that's an expert. And then to expect to know, just to your point, you were an expert 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And the evolution.
I didn't proclaim that, by the way, just for
We're giving her that title today. That's the scary part to me, is the people that are misusing it.
Even people who graduate with it 6 months after they graduate, they're
done.
New.
Correct.
So, Jenna, I appreciate the intensity around policy, structure, intentionality, alignment within the organization. There's so many things that we've talked about on this podcast that really lean into those as concepts. But I'm going to make a hard pivot.
Ooh,
you ready? I heard something about you before you got here today that I'm going to bring up. And that is that...
Drum roll, please.
You have done something that is on my vision board.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And it's that you have helped write a book.
Yes.
And I think that is phenomenal.
Thank you.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell us what the name of the book is.
So She Knows Best is the book. And I am very grateful that someone in this room right now, Molly Ricketts, invited me to be a part of the anthology.
I wasn't invited, by the way.
Yeah.
Because she knows best.
She knows best. And that has always been on my vision board too. My mom passed away last January, and it was kind of around that time where I made the decision to go forward. And it was really a therapeutic process for me, being a part of this collective of these powerful women, and then also being able to be the first to read these stories and sharing it with the world has been pretty fun.
Well, I have a copy on my desk right now, and I'd love to know, are there any highlights that you'd like to share from your chapter, or you just want to let people go and buy the book?
I think one of the highlights, it's a low light actually, it would be that I really thought that I could scale by just hustling and just keep doing it. And I really have a thick skull, and I'm probably still doing it. And so I think what I'm going to say is those that have read the chapter and do read the chapter. I think that that part in it about you just can't scale hustle, or hustle doesn't scale.
You can't hustle your way to sit.
Can't
to
hustle.
glory.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the next.
I really waved that flag for a while, and so that was really hard for me to like say, okay, no. And especially with AI right now and everything that we're talking about, that's definitely not going to get you there now.
Right.
So that to me is a part that I would want to highlight.
Yeah, no, that's great. So we have the amazing assistance of Jim Ray.
He's
in
amazing.
the room. Yes. And one of the things he does for our podcast is he puts some show notes together that highlight things like where to find your book. So he'll plug the book and the show notes, right, Jim? Yes, he's given me the nod.
Thank you, Jim.
But he'll also share how people can get in touch with you. So perfect. Tell us how you'd like people to reach out to you for your services.
You can email me directly at Jenna, Jenna, at guardianowldigital.com. Our phone number is 502-822-6695. And our website is guardianowldigital.com. Yeah. And if you just search Jenna Ahern, Ahern, in an AI model, I'm sure I'll populate.
I can't wait. Wait to try it.
Or She Knows Best.
Yeah.
Book. She Knows Best. Book. Sorry.
She Knows Best is completely something different.
It's a 180.
Stick the book in there.
I'm a little nervous now.
Yeah, you should be. Okay.
And what's the one thing you want those listening, so let's say leaders in their organization, what's the one thing, the takeaway that they need to take from this today?
That this is change management. And if you're a leader, you're managing change right now, this is your time to lead. And that means that you need to practice. And so if you are leaning away from this, then maybe you shouldn't be in leadership right now.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sorry.
Mic
Hang it up.
Drop.
You said last
dropped
words
the mic, but I feel like Jen would get mad.
That was it.
I like it.
Yes.
It's powerful.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Jenna.
Thanks for listening to the Workforce Therapy Files. We hope you learned something new, and we're thankful for the time that you spent with us today. If there's a topic you'd like us to discuss, reach out to us. Our contact information is listed in the show notes. Until next time, keep your head up.